From the moment he was cast, the tin soldier knew he was incomplete. Unlike the others in the box, who stood tall with both legs gleaming, he had only one. The molten tin had run short when it reached him, leaving him with a single sturdy limb. Still, his painted face bore the same proud eyes, the same red uniform, the same rifle gripped tight against his chest. He was placed carefully among 24 others, but he felt a pang of difference. His brothers stood balanced, while he leaned slightly. They laughed together in their stiff silence, but he remained apart. Yet when the lid was lifted and the child's hands reached in, the boy did not notice the missing leg. He lined the soldiers in rows, made them march across the wooden floor, and the one-legged tin soldier stood straighter than he had ever thought possible. For in his small heart of tin, he felt the first sparks of courage, courage born not from perfection, but from standing firm despite his flaws. It was then that his eyes fell upon her. At the far end of the nursery, on a little cardboard stage, stood a paper ballerina. Her white dress spread like a frozen snowflake, her arms curved in delicate grace, and her one raised leg was lifted high behind her. From where he stood, the tin soldier could not see the other leg hidden in the folds of her dress. To him, she looked like him, balanced bravely on a single limb. He did not know it was illusion. He only knew that she was like him, and in that moment, he loved her. The first trial. Night fell, and the toys awoke. Wooden horses trotted, the jack-in-the-box growled in his corner, and blocks whispered secrets of the day's play. But the tin soldier's gaze never left the ballerina. "Do not look at her," hissed the jack-in-the-box, his painted grin cruel. "She belongs to paper and air, while you are cold metal. Keep your place among the ranks." The soldier said nothing. His tin lips could not move, but his silence was an answer. The box snapped shut with a clang, but not before the jack-in-the-box muttered, "Then you shall be tested." When morning came, the boy placed the soldier on the windowsill. The child was distracted and careless, and when he shut the window, the soldier toppled from the sill. He fell 3 stories, straight and stiff, rifle clutched tight. He landed headfirst in the street below. His paint chipped, but he did not cry out. He had no voice to cry. Children passing by found him and placed him in a paper boat. They set him adrift in the gutter, laughing as the current carried him away. The water swelled, dark and swirling, yet the tin soldier stood tall, one leg braced, staring ahead with unflinching resolve. Inside him, a storm raged. Will I ever see her again? Or was she only a dream meant for one night? The dark waters. The paper boat tumbled into a drain. Shadows swallowed him whole. Rats with yellow teeth scuttled in the dark, jeering as he floated past. "Where are you going, Tin Man?" they sneered. "You do not belong to the light. Stay with us in the filth." The soldier gave no answer. His silence was his shield. His heart beat steady with one thought, the ballerina, waiting on her stage of cardboard snow. The current grew stronger, dragging him through tunnels until he was spat into a wide, rushing river. His paper boat dissolved. He was hurled beneath the waves, sinking. And just as darkness threatened to crush him, he was swallowed whole. A great fish, scales like iron, teeth sharp as nails, had devoured him. Inside the belly, the soldier lay in damp silence, wondering if this was his end. He thought of the ballerina again. Did she ever truly stand on one leg, as he did? Or was she whole, graceful, untouchable? It did not matter. He loved her still. For days he remained in that dark prison until, by fate's strange hand, the fish was caught, gutted, and sold. The cook who cut it open gasped as she found a tin soldier among the bones. She wiped him clean and carried him back to the very house he had been taken from. He returned to the nursery at last. Reunion and ruin. There she was, the ballerina, her paper skirt still frozen mid-dance, her face still lifted toward unseen music. His tin heart surged. But the jack-in-the-box, lurking in the corner, had not forgotten. "You return," he hissed. But you are stubborn, soldier. Very well. If you will not bow, then you shall burn. That evening, the boy, curious and restless, tossed the tin soldier into the fireplace. Sparks rose, flames curled around him, but the soldier stood straight as ever, rifle pressed to his chest. He did not twist or bend. He only looked toward the ballerina. The heat scorched his paint, melted his edges, but his gaze never wavered. Then, a draft swept through the room. The ballerina, light as a whisper, drifted from her stage and floated into the flames beside him. She caught fire instantly, curling in on herself, but in that brief moment, she seemed to bow toward him, as though acknowledging his courage. Together they burned, one of tin and one of paper. By morning, all that remained of the soldier was a tiny lump of metal shaped like a heart. And among the ashes of the ballerina lay a single blackened spangle, as though she had left behind a star. Reflection. Some say the soldier was foolish, loving what he could never hold. Others say he was brave, for he stood true to himself until the end. But those who look closely see a deeper truth, that sometimes it is not the length of life that gives it meaning, but the steadfastness with which one stands, even on a single leg. The boy never understood why the soldier and the ballerina were gone. He grew older, the toys were replaced, and the memory of tin and paper faded into shadows. Yet somewhere in the quiet corners of forgotten nurseries, whispers linger of a one-legged soldier who burned with love, and a ballerina who danced into fire to be with him.